What's up, guys? Welcome to Future Now. This week's episode, we're talking about ghost kitchens, because we know they're the future.
Did you catch that? My price still going up like NASDAQ. We send shots, make them duck like Affleck. All this fake news, can we bring the facts back? Never backtrack, still on the up and up. And nobody catching up to us. Every time we double down, then we double up. So if we keep winning, can you really call it luck?
This is what we all know as dining out in a restaurant, right? And particularly now, there are more restaurants sitting outside, but something else is happening, which is taking these seats and actually taking them away and going with a straight kitchen in something called a ghost kitchen. So what a ghost kitchen is a place that only exists online, and you will be able to order it from your phone, but you won't be able to pull up and pick up your food. These ghost kitchens are meant to produce high quality, high quantity takeout food, strictly from brands that you know and that you don't know, strictly for delivery. So you're not going to be driving around, hey, we're going to stop by here, we're going to sit outside. You're going to whip out your phone, you're going to search for pasta, you're going to search for tacos or whatever it is. And that will be delivered from a place that you don't see, and I don't think that it matters. And I think it's going to be a huge efficiency for a lot of these restaurant brands from a cost perspective, from a real estate perspective, and from an operational perspective.
The last pizza you ordered for delivery might have been made at a restaurant that nobody can eat at. This is a new type of business model called a ghost kitchen, a shared space for restaurants with no traditional storefronts and not even a dining room. Instead, they're delivery only, relying on apps like Uber Eats and Grubhub. The way people are finding food is no longer just physical. It's not by walking around and seeing them on the street. They're finding them in the virtual world and online. Last year, 1 in 4 Americans used apps to order food. And by 2025, online ordering could bring in more than $200 billion globally. It's created an opportunity and challenges for the food industry. The cost of these ancillary services can be so high that they are preventing restaurant operators from making any money. They're cutting into their already very thin margins. You see, food apps take a percentage, sometimes up to 30%. Plus you have processing fees and credit card fees. All of that is overwhelming for operators, and they're already thin margins. Zool Kitchens opened up last year as a way for restaurants to open up and make a profit out of these third-party delivery apps. Kind of like a WeWork for kitchens, and it works kind of like this. Kitchens receive orders from online apps or direct calls. The food's prepared and bagged, and then a Zool employee, sort of like a concierge, then takes the food to a central kitchen, hands it to a dispatcher, who then passes it off to the courier to make sure it's going for the right order. Stolenbridge is one of 6 restaurants operating a delivery-only kitchen. They clean their kitchen for them, and they take the finished product from their kitchen pod to the storefront, and they act as a liaison between the brands and the couriers. This delivery-first model isn't exactly new, but it's starting to gain some real traction. Communal kitchens are popping up in major urban areas in the US, from San Francisco, Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York, including one company by the former CEO of Uber, Travis Kalanick. Recently, the New York City Council scheduled oversight meetings on ghost kitchens. The question is whether this consolidation and sharing is good for small businesses. These apps give you any choice of food at your fingertips. But in a tight margin restaurant industry, any hit to profits could lead to a business failure, leaving you with less choice. The restaurant industry has always been a tough one. Even a bright new shiny kitchen knife has a sharp edge. Yet restaurant owners continue to find creative ways to keep the lights on, even if it means sharing that space with a competitor. The idea of sharing ideas is very important. You're no longer in a bubble just thinking about your business. We have a community of other operators that are facing similar challenges and sharing ideas.
All right, so that's it on ghost kitchens. A lot to work through here. I think some of the interesting components are going to be the fact that they're going to be more than one concept with more than one operator in the same space. A lot of opportunity to kind of hash different ideas out, talk about different things, something you don't usually see in the restaurant business. Owners typically kind of keep that stuff to themselves, but that's something that's cool that's going to come out of this. And I think one of the other major things is having these brands be able to deliver on an experience. Restaurants are an emotional experience. You don't just come to eat. How they package that food and how it gets delivered, and maybe some of the little things they put in there that'll remind that person who's ordering food at home of the concept are going to be some of the differentiating factors for the brands that succeed here.
Fake news, can we bring the facts back? Never backtrack, still on the up and up. And nobody catching up to us. Every time we double down, then we double up.